Well, I believe that it hurts them. And I have personally sat next to women who are in need of housing and called shelters just to hear that they were full, especially in the long winters that we have here in Connecticut. And thankfully, I have been able to turn to a few faith based organizations like the Nehemiah House and the Malta House, but it's just not enough. And you mentioned the great work of pregnancy resource centers. And I want to let you know and to let everyone know that in Connecticut, they're under attack. The Democratic legislators are literally trying to shut them down by bringing forth false legislation, accusing them of manipulating women and having false advertising. So these pregnancy center leaders have to take time away from helping women to go to the LOB and to defend themselves year after year against these false allegations. So not only do we in our state not have enough support as we need for women that are in crisis and don't have housing, but at the same time, the very people who out of the goodness of their heart are freely offering services to women in need, they have to defend themselves. I've had to go multiple times and speak out and testify and defend pregnancy centers from these lies from pro-abortion radical groups. All the while we're funding abortions. The Catholic Conference says in Connecticut that 75% of the abortions here are funded by Medicaid. It's just wrong. We are punishing and hurting the women
Thank you.
who are helping, and we are aiding those that aren't.
Well, and that's a point. I guess I'm wondering if your line of work, you've met women who have been harmed by abortion or regretted a previous abortion or have even been coerced.
Yes, absolutely. I've met women who had suicidal thoughts after an abortion. I met women who every year they'll think about how old their child would have been, and they'll see another child on the playground and think, my child would have been 5 years old, or my child would have been 6 years old. I've met women who had a previous abortion, and then when they got pregnant again and they saw their baby on the ultrasound screen, they felt guilt and remorse because they didn't realize their baby, the one that they aborted, looked like that in the womb, was that developed. So I have heard so many stories. I've met women who've had an abortion 30 years ago, and they still have tears in their eyes because they've never really been able to heal from the trauma. And I will say, that is not everyone's story. I will say that there are some women who told me, I've had an abortion, I was fine. I've had women say, I've had 6 abortions, I was fine. But every woman's story is different, and many of the ones that I have met have had pain and remorse and guilt. That's why there are post-abortion healing programs all throughout the country, like Support After Abortion or Rachel's Vineyard, because there is a need for them.